the reason why I appreciate these Naptime Nuggets so much is because, like, literally, we are just here to bring you nuggets of information to help you grow your business. And today, I wanted to ask Stephanie to join us because as I go through my online office and I'm checking you guys out and looking at your team and growth of your team, and sometimes there are things about your business center that catches my eye. And one day I was scrolling through Stephanie's business center, and noticed that pretty much all of her coaches, all but one, I calculated it out, it's 94% of her coaches are active and on Shakeology, and that's a big deal. So I wanted her to share a little bit with you guys, but just to back up a little bit, Stephanie has been a coach for almost 3 years now. She will be a coach for 3 years in July. She is a diamond coach, and I have just really enjoyed connecting with her. We have a few coaches that separate us, but we have just through events and team calls and just being together on the rock, we've built this connection and relationship. And I just love the way that Stephanie engages with her team and her customers, and you can just see the heart of a servant and truly looking for ways to reach out to others and add value. And I know that that's a huge part of her success, and I know that's a huge part of why customers stay committed and why her coaches and even discount coaches stay on Shakeology. But sometimes I look at coaches and they're really struggling to keep. I have a few right now who are back and forth on Diamond because they have a lot of discount coaches that are on and off of Shakeology, and at any given point they could have 3 or 4 coaches fall on and off, and that's kind of frustrating because I know that once you achieve that big goal of Diamond or 1-star, 2-star, as you grow your business, even Emerald, there's always this battle of holding that. And a lot of times it's really just comes down to your discount coaches and keeping them active. So I asked Stephanie if there was anything that she was doing that she felt like contributed to that. And so we kind of talked about that a little bit, and I asked her if she would come on and share with you guys some tips that could possibly help you connect with your customers and your coaches and help them to appreciate the value of Shakeology and the value of staying active so that your business can stay a little more consistent and you aren't fluctuating back and forth so much. So, Stephanie, would you please jump on and share a little bit about what you were doing?
Well, I have to first pack my head back in. That was really a great introduction. My gosh. Give me a minute. No, I'm kidding. So like Rebecca said, I became a coach almost 3 years ago. And to give you all just a little taste of the slow boat that I'm on, slow sometimes is better. I'm a little bit of a snail. I went Emerald. So I became a coach in July. I went Emerald by September of that year. And of course I told myself I'm going Diamond in like 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months. I'm going to go Diamond. And I went Diamond August of last year, 2015. So it was slow and steady. But what I'll say about that is that I never lost my own personal love for the company, the products, and my journey. And I wrote down something that if you love something, be passionate about it, but also be patient. I know we talk a lot in this business about kind of the microwave society, and I really was like, you know what, if this never, I kept telling myself, which is a self-limiting belief, so don't tell yourself this, but I was saying in my mind, if this never goes anywhere, at least I'm being true to my walk, my journey, and sharing that with others. But it did go somewhere because it is an amazing opportunity. And, it's interesting. What was the quote? I said, if you love something, be passionate about it, but also be patient. So I had to really personally stop looking at every other coach's post and comparing myself, because it's just like life. I love the quote also, there's no win in comparison. So being focused, having my eyes on my own paper and my own journey and sharing what that was like for me, and not trying to cookie cutter someone else, but still kind of doing the vital behaviors and sharing those out authentically. But I'll tell you, when Rebecca asked me to do this call, I posted on our team wall and said, what is it that makes this team stick together? Why were you guys committed? And I had an aha from one of the people on my wall on our team that she said it was when we kind of rebranded as a team. And I hadn't thought about it that way, but we kind of went through some team struggles and kind of being in that, like, where are we? What's our vision? And November of 2015, we changed team names altogether, which sounds bizarre, but I had a cross-line coach who's a kind of a business partner of mine. She pushed back and said, I think maybe you're hung up on some things because of some past baggage. We'll just leave it at that. And so we changed the name to Freedom Fighters. And I didn't make it a big drawn out thing, but I changed over our team name. People knew it was coming, but I made this really heartfelt video about what a freedom fighter was, that we were fighting for our own health, our own journey, for freedom to create a lifestyle by design, financial freedom, and freedom to help others be healthy and whole in a very authentic way. And it was a little bit longer than that. But I didn't cry. It was like this joyous thing. It was like this really big turning point. So we have that foundational piece as a team. I know we talk a lot kind of globally in Beachbody. Rebecca's talked about it, about vision and vision casting. And that was probably our first start at what that bigger vision was. So the culture that we created was one that was not heavy. I actually came from 10 years in pharmaceutical sales. So I'm used to the pressure of sales and like making sure people are making their numbers and that kind of stuff. This was everything but that. So this was a culture of, we welcome you no matter what part of your journey that you're on. If you are here to be about your personal health and fitness journey, awesome. You want a discount on Shakeology? Great. If you are here to build a business, let's link up. Let's be mentors in a different way. And we really focus on meeting our coaches where they are in all of that. Could I do a better job of probably encouraging people to bring on new people and be a little bit more aggressive in that sort? Yeah, I could definitely grow in that area. But back to that whole be passionate and be patient. I feel like we're growing at the right level. So there's a lot of support. And what we kind of frame our team about is that this is your extended support group. So challengers may come and go, but this is your family. And oftentimes I'll start a call, our team calls, or I'll say something on the page. I'll say, hey, family, because we are like brothers and sisters with each other. And I'm getting chills thinking about it. The coolest thing is when we show up at Summit and we've never met each other in person. And it's that like instant connection. It's the coolest thing. I met some people at Super Saturday that live, within an hour of where I live. I'd never met them before, but you're hugging them like they are your long lost cousin. It's so fun. So that culture can be created through a Facebook group. It's pretty awesome. It's the first time I met someone. I love that. So the other things people shared about how our team kind of is cohesive is that there's a level of professionalism, there's ethics, there's passion, there's integrity. And we can talk about anything. We can talk about aging cats on our team wall. We can talk about photography. We can talk about some of the highs and lows in life. People have gone through all kinds of life events, from having babies to divorce to just different personal struggles, losing parents. And we've been able to share that and connect over that on that team wall. One thing it's not that we don't allow it, but I try to encourage people, if you come with a problem, come with a solution. We'll talk it out that way. So it's not a place to vent and be negative, because Facebook is full of that, and our family doesn't need to be that environment. But there's never any shame if somebody comes with that spirit. It's just we work it out and iron it out together. The final I'll share with you a couple of things on a screen share. But one thing that we did recently, I was feeling personally, kind of as the leader of this tribe, maybe burdened isn't the right way, but challenged. Like, I've got to have these team calls and provide awesome content and all this stuff. And I was really feeling kind of weighed down by that. And I thought, why am I trying to reinvent stuff that Rebecca's already got great content out there? Our upline coaches have great content. Beachbody back office has great content. So we had a team call that was a cocktail party. And I built it up as that. I said, grab your favorite drink. Some people had Recover. Some people had a glass of wine. Other people were drinking hot tea. And we just did those awkward party questions like, okay, if you could only have one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? And we giggled and we learned stuff about each other we never would have known. One girl in our team used to be an Irish step dancer. What? I mean, that's crazy. I won't throw her under the bus. She can reveal that. But just really fun, interesting things. And the point of doing that, and that kind of, as I hung up the phone thinking, what just happened here? But we're all human, and it really connected us. It was as if you got together. I long for times, I'm a stay-at-home mom with little boys, and it's like, I want to have an adult conversation with somebody, which is why I think a lot of us are in this business. But it was so fun with these coaches that are after various different things in this business to kind of come together that way. So that was a really fun thing. I highly recommend having a cocktail party with your team. And it doesn't cost you anything. That's the beauty of it. But I'm going to do a quick screen share. Don't laugh at my wall because I have so much stuff going on my computer. Let's see. This is just, I'll give you a quick little sampling. This is our team wall. We're called the Freedom Fighters. I think I mentioned that. And it's real simple. I mean, there's everything from like the calendar, which I think The Rock does a great job with that. Encouraging people. This is one of our teammates, and she's got a free group. This is the first time they banded together and did a free group. So she was shouting out her downline coaches who were involved in it, and we were kind of all high-fiving. So that's really fun. Birthday things. We always acknowledge the little things in life that could slip through the cracks. Fun little birthday pictures. Fun little things that might pop up from Beachbody that they may or may not see. And sometimes I feel like my role as a leader of the team is to kind of be that funnel, right? That sometimes I'll see stuff on other things, whether it's internal walls or Beachbody is a bigger thing, and funnel those out. People share recipes. Here's a Teamsy discount. Hopefully you're using that one. I'll send that to y'all if you want it. But the other thing that we do is I created something when I first started using Shakeology, just as a place for me to kind of pin my own recipes and ideas. But now we add all of our challengers. They can remove themselves if they go off of Shakeology or they don't want to be in here. But if you're a home direct order or you're a new challenger or a coach, you get put into this group, and it's called Shake It Up with Shakeology. And we talk about yum, look at those Shakeology cups. You want those, don't you? Different things that you can do, shakes, people putting essential oils. She bought a new shaker cup. Other things that we add, ingredients, and sometimes we'll pop informative things like, here we go, here's a link to the workouts, Shakeology workouts. Did you know those were free? Great recipes, different little things that people can get involved in with that. But that's a great way, I'll unshare, stop share. That's a great way to have engagement. And I've had people actually request to be admitted to this Facebook page, and I take them, and that's a great way to say, hey, how did you see our page? How can we help? How can we better serve you? So that's just a few ways that we help people kind of stay connected to the team. And then as far as Shakeology is concerned, I do think sometimes people go off the product because they don't really have an understanding of the benefits. And it's not about vomiting on them, right? We've done that. Raise your hand if you've ever done an invite and you've given way too much information. So this is a way to subtly just give little nuggets. Hey, did you know ashwagandha? This is what it does. We have a new coach on our team, and she's actually a certified holistic healthcare. She works in a holistic practice. And so she was reading the back of Shakeology. She's like, oh my gosh, this helps with blood clotting. Oh my gosh, this helps with this and this. And I'm like, Christina, you've got to share this with us. Because that's what people really ultimately want to live a healthier, more balanced life. They don't know what all that means. So little bits and pieces to help them kind of better understand. So how'd I do?
Awesome.
Down and dirty.
I hope that the background noise, of course, the guy is coming to mow the lawn right now, so hopefully that's not drowning me out. So I love this because when you first started talking, a guy was expecting, I'm very emerald and like structured, so I want like 3 points on tell me how to keep my people on Shakeology. But the fact beautiful because it is so much connected to having that relationship and connection with people. Some of them don't even care. They just love you and they want to be whatever they have to do to be surrounded by you and all that you have to offer them as their coach. That's all they really want. The Shakeology is just a bonus. But so I love the focus on building your culture, casting vision, connecting your team. The cocktail party, I could totally do that. I can pull that off probably much better than I can a team call. But just getting people to talk about life. I love that on your team page, people are talking about other things than just the business because it allows your team to relate to each other and the issues that they're going through or the fun things that are happening in their life. Hopefully more fun things are being posted than issues. But, keeping it positive, the fact that you have them do that. But then bringing all that together because I think just having a group where you added coaches and home direct customers to talk about Shakeology without having that foundation of the culture and the relationship and everything that you have going there, that group wouldn't do as much for you. But because you have all of that and you have a place where people can share what Shakeology is doing for them. I know a lot of times we have customers who come to us and they're stroke survivors, and they're doing their own research on what Shakeology can do for them. But having them all in that group where they're sharing the stuff that they're learning, and it's a dumping ground for all of the content. I mean, coaches ask me sometimes, what do I share? What video do you share when you're talking about Shakeology? That group, I'm sure, has like great videos that you guys are finding, testimonials from YouTube. Going to your online office and finding ingredients that do certain things or help with certain things, the recipes. I love it. I think that's an excellent idea, and probably something we should look into doing on the Rock, or even if we aren't starting a different group, having coaches just encouraging the team to bring content into the Rock and share, hey, I was doing a search on YouTube and this is a great testimonial on what someone with diabetes had, so that's awesome. I really appreciate you sharing that, and hopefully it was some great content for you guys to help you communicate more with your coaches and your customers and letting them know the value of what we really do have in Shakeology, but even more so the value of what we have as a team and the culture that we're creating. I have my culture that I create, and then you guys have your own culture that you start creating with your customers, because the people who relate to me aren't necessarily going to relate to you, and the people who relate to you aren't necessarily going to feed off of me, or they don't know me as well. So creating that with, even if it's just 3 or 4 people in the beginning, because you had to start somewhere, right, Stephanie? It didn't start with a team of 50 people right away. It grew. So all right, guys, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody want to jump in with any questions about what we've talked about before we jump off?
Hey, Rebecca, I would give just one suggestion. If people want to do something, and even if on your Rock page, you could create a photo album. You wouldn't necessarily even have to create a separate page, because I know sometimes multiple pages get crazy, but if you created a photo album for Shakeology, or a photo album for whatever you wanted to do, YouTube links or something like that, each time somebody came up with a great recipe or created their own little word graphic, we all love our little apps. Yeah. They could upload that to your photo album. So then you've got all these resources, and somebody could just save a photo and share that with a client.
That's awesome. So within the group, you mean, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. Perfect. Gretchen, were you about to ask a question?
Yeah, I had a quick question. Stephanie, do you still have a or a fan page as well?
That's a great question. So I do have a fan page, but I probably started it in the wrong way. It's called Total Kitchen Fitness, so it's not even my name. I was trying to brand something a little different because of my love for cooking and recipes and things like that. I have not posted in there recently because I found I was spending a lot of time on that where I could be spending time in other places. I'll probably come back to it. So I don't do a lot with that.
Yes, Sarah, I am recording. Jill says she needed to hear this. Any other questions? Before we jump off, I want to say one thing about seizing the opportunity. I was talking to Laura about this today. I had a coach that I've been working with, and she was in a challenge group with me, and she added a customer into this challenge group, and I didn't know the connection between them, but I knew that this customer was posting all of the time in the group. I knew a few just by connecting with them. Again, this is why it's really good to have your coaches on the team with you. On the groups with you and their customers, because if your coach is struggling with trying to understand how to connect with them and build that relationship, you get to be that piece in there where you can follow and see what they're doing and start conversations with them. So in this particular case, the customer was a mom of 5, so obvious connection right there. I have 5 kids. She was military. We're military, so a connection there. And so from there, we just started talking, and I was able to very naturally share the coaching opportunity with her. And so I went back to my coach, who is fairly, just kind of experimenting and putting her feet, dipping her toes in the whole coaching opportunity thing. So it's understandable that, she doesn't know how to see these things and offer the opportunity. It's intimidating, because if you don't have the testimonial in the business, you're not booming your business, and so you don't have that courage to offer it to other people. You may not be where you are in your health and fitness journey, and so it's very scary to offer that to other people. But look around you. I really want you to open your eyes and look for opportunities, and how you ask lots of questions. That is the key to really understanding and being able to add value and offer this to somebody, because even if you're not there, you need to see. John Maxwell says, put a 10 on people's heads until they prove otherwise. Put a 10 on their head. You need to see how this opportunity can truly change someone's life. And so don't be afraid of that. Look for that in people, and look for the characteristics that they hold that make you know that they could definitely be a rock star in helping others with this business. So. All right, guys, yes, there is a recording, and I will share that hopefully by the end of the night. And you guys have a great day. Bye.